Ho 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 folks, my name is Jen and today we're gonna talk about the books that I'm hoping to read in December. So firstly, I have a couple of books that I am hoping to read as they're more winter, Christmassy themed, basically. The first of which is doing my annual reread of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I love reading it every December. I usually save it for like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to read, because I mean it's not that long. Yeah, I am absolutely bonkers for this book. I also usually listen to an audiobook of it while I am working on people's Christmas presents as well, so probably gonna do that again. Probably gonna watch a couple different versions of like movie adaptations because yes, if you don't know what this book is about, you've been living under a rock. But basically it is about this curmudgeonly old man named Ebenezer Scrooge, who owns like a lending house, kind of not very nice to people, not very generous or anything, very, very selfish, and he is visited by four ghosts. He's actually visited by the ghost of one of his friends, and then subsequently visited by three ghosts of Christmas, as a warning to change his ways. I just absolutely love, love, love this. Very excited to do my annual reread. Another book that I'm hoping to reread this month is 101 Dalmatians by Dodie Smith. This copy's been through the ringer here, but yeah, this is the original book. Well, not the original copy, this is like an edition, but I mean this is the movies, both the animated Disney and the live action ones and everything, those were based off of this book. Like this came first. I read this a hell of a lot as a kid and absolutely adored it. So this book, it's similar mostly to the movies. There are some key differences, of course, but the main part of the story is the same. This is about two Dalmatians who are, you know, a couple, and they live with Mr. and Mrs. Dearly, and they end up having puppies, and their puppies are stolen, and there's also an evil woman named Cruella de Vil who wants to make fur out of puppies, like Dalmatian puppies specifically, because she loves the coat of a Dalmatian. Like she thinks it's the coolest ever. I wish that there was an actual picture of things, but this is basically, it's kind of what the cover looked like, I think. I remember. And you know it, it's a classic Disney movie. This is the book version. Very excited to reread this. Then another kind of wintry book that I'm excited to read this month is The Girl Who Speaks Bear, and this is by Sophie Anderson. This is all about a little girl named Yanka. She lives with her foster mom, who took her in after she was discovered when she was very small, living in a bear cave with a bear. And one day Yanka starts realizing that there are strange things going on, like she is kind of starting to become a little bearish, and she ends up entering the spooky woods so she can figure out more about why this is happening and learn more about her past and why she was discovered living in a bear cave as a baby. So, I mean, this looks very wintry, it sounds very wintry, I'm pretty jazzed about it. There's a bear, it's great. And then the last couple of books I'm hoping to get to this month, I don't really own that many Christmas winter books. I do have a couple winter, like, mystery collections, but as I already read those this year, like earlier on this year or whatever, I'm just not planning on reading those. Instead, I am planning on doing a reread of a couple of other books. One is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. No, I did not manage to get to this in November, so I am hoping to potentially get to this month, so then I can go into like January and February by finishing this trilogy. This is featuring, if you don't know, the main character's name is Kel. He owns a very peculiar coat. He is able to do the specific type of magic, which is like blood magic, and he is one of the last remaining people who can use this to travel between the various Londons. He lives in Red London, which is just full of magic, and magic is very powerful and people revere it. And he also goes over to Grey London, which is devoid of all magic, and is where the thief Delilah Bard lives, who he meets. And Grey London is basically like our London. And then there is also White London, which basically is stripped of magic because they've kind of basically drained it because of a war. And then there is the Black London. It's been shot for many, many years, until Kel discovers a token that actually comes from Black London. This is just, I remember absolutely loving this when I first read it in like, was it 2018, 2019? I read it in December then too, I think. I just really, really loved this. So I'm very happy to be doing a reread so I can hopefully finish the series. And the last book that I am hoping to get to in December is Aimless Love by Billy Collins. This is just a collection of his poetry. I did read this a couple of years ago, but I recently got it back from my parents as they had borrowed it, and I'm just kind of in the mood for poetry right now, a little bit. So I figured that I could dig into this and slowly enjoy it over the month. Billy Collins is, well, the Wall Street Journal calls him America's favorite poet. I really love his poetry. He does use like metaphors and whatnot, but he's also very playful with his poetry, and he sometimes likes to take poems and just kind of break them down and change them and make them into something like very much his own, and I always really enjoy his poetry. So very excited to be giving this a reread as well. And that is it, folks. That is everything that I am hoping to read in December. I have the list as something very small this month because December is like one of the craziest months for me, pretty much. I'm usually very busy. I hope that you all are having fun picking out your TBR for December. If you are enjoying the month so far and having, a good time with your reads and prepping for the holidays if you celebrate, or just having a good December in general. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.